This show, the Steve Dangle Podcast, is presented by Manscaped. Sign up for 20% off at manscaped.com using the promo code, say it with me, DANGLE.
SDPN, the Steve Dangle Podcast, with your hosts, Steve Dangle, Adam Wilde, and Jesse Blake.
Oh, I'm Adam Wilde, and this is Jesse Blake. How you doing? Steve Dangle Podcast. Sorry, you usually take over HR when Adam's not here.
Not really.
I was terrified.
I think we share the
Just no.
chairs.
We're the...
It's a give and take.
Yeah.
Yin and yang.
The give and take chair.
Shake
I think that's a
and
different
bake.
chair. Oh,
Talladega Nights.
am I bake? And you can be shake.
I could be shake, but then I kind of screw. No, you screw me over. In the end, you steal my wife,
Oh.
John C. Reilly.
Well, I don't want to steal your wife.
Well,
He's very understanding about it.
if you gotta, it's
Such a ridiculous
It's the
movie.
cost of doing business.
Now we have to watch it together.
Oh, we should get we should take a trip to a weed store in Oshawa
Okay.
and then watch Talladega Nights on a Saturday when there's no hockey in the summer under the lights. You should get a backyard screen projector thing in your curved backyard, your slopey black backyard, where you have new patio
Pizza shape.
furniture.
Yes.
Pizza shaped backyard. That's what I was looking for.
Piece of crap backyard. It's the worst backyard
But
in
you
the
could
universe.
throw a projector there. There's enough length where you could do that, and then you got new patio furniture.
And I do have cool neighbors. That's very important
Yeah.
for a projector.
Yeah.
You need to have cool neighbors.
I think you need to invest in a projector.
You know what's wild? I have one.
What?
I have one. I got it in one of my, hey, you have a Twitter account. Here's some free shit boxes.
What?
Yeah.
Is it like a decent one?
I don't know. We
What-
haven't used it.
Oh my god.
Yeah, we'll try it. The
Is
weather's been garbage.
That's true. When did you get it?
When the weather just started turning to garbage.
Oh, okay. So like last fall.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. This summer under the stars, Steve Dangle Podcast watches Talladega Nights. Nobody else, everybody listening, you're not invited. Can't come.
Don't come to my house.
That's weird.
Stop that. Now I don't even know what camera to look at. This is I love Kids Table episodes. They're always off the rails.
The most important question of the day. What's better than beating the Leafs?
Nothing.
Can I play it?
Nothing.
Can I play the infamous Mark Scheifele?
Please play it.
After what day? When was around the first time the Jets beat the
Early
Leafs?
December. It was right around Christmas because people were talking about my quote, like I just said it, ignoring the Christmas decorations all over the table.
Right.
Yeah, here, just
Here we go.
play it because I have thoughts.
Hey boys, is there anything better than beating the Leafs? Hey? Anything better? This goes to this guy. Hey!
So actually, do you want to listen to this as well?
Yes,
So Wayne
because I haven't
Simmons-
heard this. I only read it.
Wayne Simmons was asked about this quote, and if he had heard it, I'll just play it. I don't even have to explain it. He'll go into it right now.
Did you see the video of Scheifele after that game in the dressing room saying, guys, is there anything better than beating the Leafs?
Yeah, that's fine. I feel most teams feel that way. So I don't think that's anything out of the norm. I feel like every team we go up against really wants to beat us. So, whatever. They got the win. They're allowed to enjoy it the way they want. But, tonight will be a different story.
Why do you think that some teams, or a lot of teams, relish beating the Leafs?
We're Toronto, and I feel like I'm not trying to be arrogant or cocky, but I feel like Toronto is kind of, universally known as kind of the center of the hockey world. So, I know when I used to play against the Leafs, I'd want to crush them every single time. So, I know that feeling. So I have no doubt in my mind that every single player in this league feels that way when they play against us.
Well, I'm glad the one thing missing from what he was saying was the perspective of someone who used to play against the Leafs. Mm-hmm. And I'm so glad he said it because, Jesus, Wayne, you could tell. You could tell, especially when you were on the Flyers. He used to make Dion Phaneuf's life a living hell.
Oh, yeah.
Every time they played each other. So I really enjoyed him saying that.
I'm glad somebody finally said it. Like,
Yes.
Because every time the Leafs play anyone, all the Toronto guys come in and they're on a heater and they're so intense about that one game. And there's Wayne admitting it, saying it's true, it's a thing. And that's why the Jets are so happy about beating the Leafs, because we are the mecca of the hockey universe.
So I have some friends who are Jets fans and they're from Winnipeg, and they're like, by the way, like, do you understand that your reaction to that clip is exactly why everyone loves beating the Leafs? Listen, I get it. I totally get it. But now the shoe is on the other foot, and I get to really, really enjoy this. And it's so funny how a season changes and how a mood changes. The Leafs lose to Montreal 5 days ago or 6 days ago?
1 week tomorrow, because it's Saturday night, right?
Okay, and then they play a nasty game against Florida the next night.
Win.
Beat them. Play a nasty game against the Bruins.
Win.
Beat them. And a nasty cannot lose game against the Winnipeg Jets. Beat them. And all of a sudden, my mood around this team has completely switched.
Mm-hmm.
Like, what is that? 3 games in 5 days against killer opponents. The Florida Panthers are top of the division for a reason. The Bruins are never going to go away. I feel like we're destined to do this forever. And the Winnipeg Jets basically have to win out. They did heading into last night.
They're screwed.
They're pretty screwed, but it's possible.
So the Stars are playing too well for me, for them to drop off and relinquish that spot. And also ahead of them is also Vegas. You know, so like who
they beat, and then lost to Ottawa.
Yeah.
Boo.
And then you lose to Toronto. It's just the math doesn't work out for, I think, for them and Vancouver. It's a 2-horse race for me between the Stars and Vegas. I think the Stars got it.
But it felt really good.
It felt so good. What a great win.
That's about as satisfying a win this is about as satisfying a week as the Leafs have had in a long time.
Yeah, and the win looked even more impressive considering how they started. Because the Leafs struggled so much coming out of the gate. Like those first 2 goals were not great.
No.
They couldn't. You said in the LFR they couldn't complete passes.
Okay, am I alone? Because I watch. People don't realize I watch the vast majority of Leaf games alone by myself in the basement. Like I'm lucky if my wife sits next to me on her phone.
Right.
She's usually upstairs watching Bridgerton or some shit. Like I watch them alone, and I'm just like I'm sitting there. I'm like my kingdom for a pass. They couldn't complete a pass, right?
I don't know why they started so slow. Maybe it might have been coming off like the Boston game 2 nights ago. You know, you're a little slow coming out the gate.
Missing guys.
Yeah, obviously. But yeah, it was a weird start, considering how they've started the last 2 games where they seemed to be the dominant team right out the gate. It seemed like old Leafs were back, and it was 2-0 real quick. But then they settled in. You know?
Well, and the Jets couldn't. It's a weird thing to say, considering they got a 2-0 lead out of it. But it just felt like they couldn't capitalize on the Leafs being shit.
Mm-hmm.
Like, they managed to get 2 goals while also looking like the worst team against a team that was playing poorly. Does that make sense?
I don't think the Jets are that great defensively. And
They're
like at no point did we see them play a tight game. And I think that was all very apparent even when the Leafs were down 2-0. That's why it looked inevitable that they were going to win that game and come back. That's why I bet on it when they were down 2-0, and you get good odds because you get plus odds with the Leafs winning.
Backup goalie,
even
though he's played well.
You know, there was always a confidence that the better team was going to win out that game, and they did. And the entire game was real chippy. We'll get into the reffing problems that they have because I think the discrepancy in the power plays is something we need to talk about. But yeah, it never seemed, even though they were terrible, it never seemed out of reach that they win it.
I'm mad at myself because usually I always tell people I don't write down notes for the LFR. Like if it's good, I'll remember it. And that is usually true. But sometimes I'll come up with something good and forget.
Oh, so you should write things down.
I know. It's rare though. It's rare. I usually remember. So last night.
Can I call you the Jay-Z of LFRs? Because Jay-Z doesn't write his raps.
No. Yeah. So I don't write my Leaf raps. Just top of the dome.
You're like Wayne and Jay-Z. You know, you don't write your raps.
Don't write them down. Because I was gonna be like, William Nylander needs to he's a leader on this team. The Leafs need him to be a leader on this team. So he's got to pay attention to details. We know he has this offensive skill, but he needs to give more effort. He needs to back check. He needs to do the little things that help your team win. Oh, I'm sorry. Those are my notes from Mark Scheifele. What?
Oh, shut up.
Dude, that's if Mark Scheifele was not from Ontario and he was from Finland, Sweden, anywhere else in Europe.
If his name was like, I don't know, Patrick Laine.
Yes, Jesse, absolutely. Absolutely. He's shocking. He's shocking. Blake Wheeler's not much better. Holy shit, Mark Giordano. Holy fuck. We're going to pretend like that goal never happened. What goal? Nothing.
Yeah,
Nothing.
yeah.
Nope, they won the game. He scored a goal. We pretend that never happened.
He got walked.
No, okay, that game started Jets up 1-0. They got it because they won the first leg of the home and home. That's what we'll call it. And no, I'm going to pretend like that never happened. But no, he's that team is their forward group is shocking. And it's not a systems thing. It would be a systems thing if they were, skating around here, there, and everywhere. And no, he literally stopped skating after the red line.
Right.
He doesn't care.
The Leafs also seemed a little, especially on the first power play, where they seemed like they're squeezing their sticks a little tight because they're trying to get Auston 50.
Yeah.
Like it seemed like it was the Auston 50 thing hanged over the game. If that's not probably not the right term, but it was
hung
over the game. I don't know. Everybody was talking about it, and it was a thing, and it was a narrative, and the Leafs seemed to also get it.
Bob McKenzie just right away, as soon as the intermission panel started, he's like, why are they trying to get him a goal so bad? And like in my head, I'm like, yeah, it's like what Matthews goes like, I don't know, 2 goals without a game sometimes, or
maybe
2 games without a goal.
Yeah, that. Like if they're just playing regular hockey, he'll score. Like it was fine.
He'll be fine.
They were trying so hard in that first power play, and then you saw in the second power play where they took advantage of the Jets, thinking that Matthews was going to get all of these shots, and Willie scored.
The second he did that, I was like, that made sense. That was smart. That was good that you did that.
Right.
Yeah.
So the Auston 50 thing.
What about it?
The fourth Leaf to ever score 50.
Oh, sorry. Before we get to Auston.
Yeah.
Did Adam seriously tweet something and promote it in Winnipeg?
What?
So a bunch of people were messaging me that Adam tweeted something about the Winnipeg Jets.
Hold on.
Like making fun of Jets fans or whatever.
And he paid to have the tweet promoted?
In Winnipeg. Which is Justin Fisher did a few years ago.
If I'm on his timeline, I can't see his promoted tweets. Like that's not a thing.
No.
Amongst your tweets on your profile. I don't know.
I'll try to find it. I'll try to find it. Sorry, Auston 50. Auston 50.
All right. That's so I wish he was here. We could ask him. He's sleeping upstairs. I wish we could find out.
We're in his house.
Right, we don't know. So Auston Matthews, 62 games to become the 4th Leaf to join the 50 goal club in franchise history. It's crazy that the Leafs have only had 4 players in the 50 goal club when they've been around for more than 100 years.
It's hard to do.
It is. A couple of more interesting things about Auston's 50. He was the fastest 50-goal season in 26 years. So back in 95, 96 was the last time. That's league-wide. It was the last time somebody else had 50 and 62. And in that season, 4 guys did it, actually. Lemieux, Yager, McGinley, and Peter Bondra. They all did 50 and 62, but that was the last time.
Bondra was so underrated. That was a great player, man. He tore the late 90s up in a era where no one scored.
Rick Vive, when he produced his 50-goal season, he did it at 0.7 goals per game. But the average goals per game for an NHL team was 8.02 in a game. So like both teams combined for 8 goals a game.
Okay.
Right now, teams are combining for 6.22 goals per game. And Matthews is at a scoring pace of 0.81 goals per game.
I'm sorry, that sounds like an MVP to me.
Right? Matthews' pace is 0.1 goals better than Rick Vive, and league-wide goals in a game are down about almost 2 goals per game from where Rick did it.
I'm not shocked to hear 4 people hit 50 in 95, 96. because that was basically the last hurrah before the dead puck era started to begin.
Mm-hmm.
And then, oh man, when they sunk
And
deep
then
into
the 04-05 season when they came back, goals were up again.
The 04-05 season was low on offense because there were no games.
Oh, well,
05-06.
05-06. Yeah. And then for this last stat, the adjusted for era, Matthews' season is one of the 25 best scoring seasons in the league's modern history. Wow. Rick Vive's season would have been tied for 510th. And Matthews is top 25. Those numbers were compiled for by Jonas Eagle and James Martle. Great job again. It's an unbelievable feat what he accomplished.
Oh, it's so good. Yeah. Oh, empty net though.
Yeah, he said after the game, I never envisioned it happening in an empty net.
That's how he got 40 as a rookie though.
There you go.
And now all eyes are on 60.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm sort of glad it happened the way it did because, man, it really did. For a team that just won a game 7-3 in a heated affair, it felt like they might have played better had he not been at 49.
I'm glad it's over because why were they playing just to get him a goal? Just play your regular hockey and he scores.
They wanted to get it out of the way, but I think they I'm glad that game happened.
Mm-hmm.
I'm glad all those things happened at once. We're short guys. We're trying to hit a milestone. It's a heated rematch. There's going to be chippiness. I'm glad all of that happened. It's the perfect playoff warm-up. You're going to deal with all of these things. And the thing that the Leafs crumbled with the most last year was pressure.
Right.
So they struggled at first. They figured it out. They conquered. And now on the road to 60, they have a lot of games left, surprisingly, but not too many soft targets. Flyers fans, I'm sorry. That looks like a soft target to me. And Matthews has to light them up.
So do you want to bring on Dave Bastel from Sports Interaction? And we're going to hit the Auston 50, the Hart Trophy race, make David 100 with him. And then we'll come back and do the rest. Why are you giving me that face?
For the audience, who's McDavid?
Connor.
Oh,
first name's Connor.
Never heard of him.
So we're going to bring on David Bastel from Sports Interaction. And as always, it's 19 plus. Please play responsibly. Hit up sportsinteraction.com/SDP to sign up. We still have our $500 free bets bonus going. So do that. As always, play responsibly. Let's get to David. All right, welcome back, David. It's another Friday, which means David's back from Sports Interaction.
Good to be back, guys. How are things? Everybody good?
Oh, 3 straight wins, I think, for the Leafs.
For the Leafs, yeah.
And Jesse, you got any betting wins?
Oh my gosh. Yes, I do. The other night, actually last night, the Leafs live betting the Leafs has been a joy for me because whenever they're down 2-0, you get the Leafs on 1.5 plus goals. And then they always come back.
Yeah.
Good call, Jess. Yeah, I know. You saw the Jets jump off to that lead, and then all of a sudden, boom, vanish.
Right?
Nice 2-0. Jesse's like, yes.
Right? But we have a bigger winner than me to announce because Scott Morton at Scorton87 won the Bieber jersey contest that we put on with SIA.
Awesome.
Hooray.
Yeah.
Good for you.
That's fantastic. And you know what? I'll contact Scott. We'll take care of that, and whatever one he wants, whatever jersey he wants. Just let me know. And obviously, he's going to be talking to me sometime today. So big congratulations, and more contests to come, guys. We're not just going to stop at one contest. We'll have something else brewing in the next couple of weeks. So stay tuned. Stay tuned.
More jersey giveaways, and that jersey giveaway was for 3.5 goals. Is what we wanted people to tweet out if they thought the Leafs would score 3.5 goals versus the Bruins. What did you think going in? Were they going to hit the over or the under?
I mean, it's the Leafs, so you have to go over, but there are two kinds of Leaf Bruins games. Really just stuck in the muck slugfest with no goals and carnivals.
Mm-hmm.
So it's difficult to know which one you're going to get. We got a carnival.
Yeah.
We got a carnival, a 10-goal carnival, too. I know.
The best kind. The best kind of carnival.
Leafs hit that number, by the way, the middle of the second period.
Yeah.
So it was easy street for anybody that took the over there. Maybe I should have made that number higher. You know what I mean?
It's not even just the Bruins. Like Jeremy Swayman, I couldn't believe that. 3 goals in 1 period against, honestly, one of the hottest goalies in the league since he's been recalled from the AHL.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I was surprised.
I had the under there. I know I said that last Friday. I was completely wrong. Yeah, like you said,
That's
middle of the second they hit it. But the most important goals that were scored yesterday was Auston Matthews hitting 50. And that leads us into an interesting discussion about the Hart Trophy race. Because McDavid is now not the favorite. You're getting better odds on McDavid to win. And now Auston Matthews is the favorite for the Hart, David.
Yeah, Auston Matthews right now at Sports Interaction, 2.77. Connor McDavid is at 6. Igor, I know you guys like your Igor talk. He's at 5.80. And Johnny Gaudreau has quietly tiptoed into the conversation, but still a little bit of a long shot. You can get him at 8.79. I don't think Johnny Hockey has it here. I still think it's a 2-horse race. I know some of your listeners and viewers might disagree, but Auston Matthews, 2 times, 2.5 times, 2 3/4 times your odds if you're circling them on that ballot.
It's still pretty good odds.
It's still pretty
Not
good.
bad.
So
Yeah.
it's a 2-horse race. Can you repeat McDavid's odds? Because I think you cut out a little.
Oh, okay. McDavid's odds, 3.36.
Man, that's really not a big gap.
No, it isn't.
But
It isn't.
that's such good odds for a guy who has 100 points. You know, you throw
Connor McDavid.
Connor McDavid, you get 3 times for him winning the Hart Trophy. He wins the Art Ross in his sleep every single year.
Yeah.
You know? So he's going to win the Art Ross. It seems like you're getting great odds for him to win the Hart. I think that's where you go with your money.
That's so difficult because you get the I don't want to vote for the Toronto guy vote, but also the I'm bored vote, which is very much a thing.
Mm-hmm.
Like people don't want to necessarily vote for Connor McDavid because they always vote for Connor McDavid. They want to give whoever the new guy is a chance. Oh man,
I don't know.
I don't know where to put that. Oh,
And so you might put your money there on McDavid or Matthews. And this coming weekend, you can also bet on the Final Four. Can you explain to people who aren't familiar with March Madness that you can still bet on March Madness and like these games that are coming up?
Yeah. Final 4 teams. This is a major betting experience across the board, not just at Sports Interaction. So you had Villanova and Kansas. Kansas right now 4-point favorites at Sports Interaction. UNC Duke 4-point favorites, and everybody knows Coach K. And could this be his last game? So as soon as he loses, he's done. He's retired. And a lot of people, and I talked to a couple American affiliates earlier this week. They're looking at this UNC Duke game as the biggest NCAA game in the history of the game. Just considering the rivalry, the state rivalry, the Coach K factor, and who it actually is. So it's going to be a very interesting Saturday night, not just with the NHL schedule that the 3 of us are watching, but what's happening south of the border with March Madness.
might have to sprinkle.
I'm going to be watching Duke UNC for sure.
Yeah.
See the terminology I use?
Sprinkle.
Sprinkle.
So if you want to bet on that, head to sportsinteraction.com/SDP. We still have the $500 in free bets bonus going, and when you sign up, any new users. And thank you, David, for joining us. I hope you put your money on the right horse for the Hart Trophy race.
And you know what? Next week, guys, let's talk a little bit of Vezina, because I'm going to make a small case, maybe a bigger case, for Jacob Markstrom.
No
Interesting.
way.
Yeah. No, I'm not shocked. I'm not
See you
shocked.
later.
See ya.
And as always, it's 19 plus to sign up. Please play responsibly. That link again is sportsinteraction.com/SDP. Once again, it's 19 plus, and you please play responsibly. So Auston hits 50, but I can't even say arguably. That's the biggest storyline. The underlying storyline of the game is 6-3 on the power play opportunities for the Leafs. But as you said in your LFR, it should have been like 400 to 100.
Yes.
Because the refs don't call all the penalties because they can't do that because refereeing is apparently an art in hockey.
Like, why not?
It's a thing.
Why not?
You can't call all the penalties because you can't spend the entire game on a power play.
It's
Is how refs think.
like, imagine if like we raise kids like the way that the NHL calls penalties. Like, imagine if I started breaking shit around the house and my parents got me in trouble for 6 of the 10 things I broke. No, most people could expect to get in trouble for all 10 because that's how life works. Break 6 out of the 10 printers in your office and see how your boss reacts to that. There was a stat going around about the myth of no penalties in the playoffs. And it is untrue that there are no penalties in the playoffs. I saw a stat that there are actually more.
Okay.
The reason there are more, though, is because people lose their minds and become borderline criminals when the Stanley Cup playoffs begin. And if last night was a playoff-style game, 9 penalties is probably, or 9 power plays, I should say, is probably more than you can expect. But Michael Bunting was cross-checked in the head. It's noon the next day. Haven't seen anything on that.
No, that doesn't matter. There was other penalties to call. So that one wasn't a penalty. It was fine.
And like, I'm not stupid enough to think that cross-check to the head and the one Matthews had on Dahlin are the exact same. But it's got to be something, surely. The trip on Engvall, all right, it's a missed trip.
It's a missed trip, but the refs are looking at it.
It's a missed trip that they're looking at in the third period.
Yeah.
And like, oh no, but that would take the Jets out of the game. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Don't trip. Like, what the it shouldn't be hard. Justin Hall getting hit in the head. He was eligible to be hit. Just because you're on your knees doesn't mean you're not eligible to be hit. He's not eligible to be hit in the head. And Kerfoot, missing from practice today, I was looking at my phone for updates on that, was at the same time kneed by Pierre-Luc Dubois, who's so friggin' greasy, and elbowed in the face. And again in the third, at a key point in the game. And then Dubois suckers Engvall into coincidental roughing minors, even though Engvall didn't do anything. And then it's 4-on-4. Which team has the advantage when it's 4-on-4?
Probably the Leafs.
Yeah, but specifically in terms of how a game is structured, the team trying to score. The Leafs are trying to park the bus.
The team that's down.
Yeah. The Leafs are trying to park the bus. The Jets are trying to crawl back in the game. That's how it's always worked.
Score effects.
It's how it's always worked. So it's like I remember a few years ago in the playoffs, Brad Marchand took himself out of the game to take Morgan Riley off the ice when they were trying to tie Game 3 in 2018. And yeah, Brad Marchand has to sacrifice himself, but he takes off one of the Leafs' best defenders. No, the best defender on the entire team. They didn't have Muzzin. I'm trying to think of who was even on the team at the time.
2018.
It's like Ron Hainsey and Roman Polak out there closing out the game. Like literally, how did that team make the playoffs? So all that to say, if more penalties would have given the Leafs an unfair advantage, I would say it's a perfectly fair advantage. They were better. Yeah. They were better. And last night, the Winnipeg Jets couldn't hang at all. They weren't in that. As soon as the Leafs tied it 3-3, that game was over. They weren't in it for a second, and they should have been in it for even less.
I think it's funny that on the same day that all of this happened, the NHL canceled an AMA on Reddit with Wes McCauley.
Did we ever get a reason why? Like, it could have just been like he couldn't do it.
Yeah, he just got busy. But I think I'm gonna conspiracy theory this. I think they realized once the announcement that this was happening went out there, that they realized it was a bad idea because they were only going to receive troll comments. They were only going to receive hate because the referees have become such a part of the National Hockey League because of how they ref these games. So they've become this third team within the game that dictates a narrative of how the game is going to go. Mm-hmm. You know, they set out, okay, tonight we're going to call these types of penalties, or we're not going to call these types of penalties. And if there's a whole bunch of infractions, we're going to call a lot of them, but not all of them. And I guess this is just how we have to accept that hockey is played now. Like, I think the players understand it. The players work their relationships with the refs.
No, we have to hold them accountable, Jesse. You taught me that.
The players understand it. The coaches, they get it, but they get mad about it. And as fans, I don't think we should accept it. But right now, it's not going to change.
No.
You know, like going into the playoffs, we got to, when there's actually 10 penalties, when there's 10 infractions, all 10 should be called.
Yeah.
But our expectation is that the players know that all 10 won't be called. And I hope the Leafs play the type of hockey where they commit 15 infractions their first round series, and they get called for 3 of them. I hope they know that everything that we know and how the refs are going to call the game, and they play dirty hockey. That's what I want to see on these Leafs.
Just get in the muck. Get in the muck, man. The whistles for the cross checks are going to go away. Slash is still going to be there. Hook is still going to be there. Tripping's still going to be there. Interference.
Tripping sometimes.
Yeah.
Because when
tripping depending on the moment in the game.
They didn't call the trip on Engvall because the Leafs just came off the power play like 3 minutes ago.
Yeah.
And they're like, oh, we can't have another power play for the Leafs.
And for any Jets fan or any other fan who's like, but there were missed calls against the Leafs. Oh,
yeah.
Okay, great.
We're talking about those too.
Yeah, we are. Like, genuinely, I am. I am talking about those two. Listen, they had an opportunity in 2005, 2006 to establish a new precedent with 2 new superstars, 2 new generational talents at the helm of the league. And they stuck to their guns it wasn't even a full season. It was like 3 months before reverting back to the old shit. Go back. There was a game, Sidney Crosby's rookie year, Penguins, Flyers. Penguins were awful. Flyers were good. And the Penguins won. Crosby's face as a grown-up today looks different because of that game. Darian Hatcher smashed teeth out of his face with a cross-check to the mouth. And not only did he not get I don't think he got a suspension. I don't think he got a fine. I don't think he got a minor penalty. And people looked at that as, all right, because Crosby, I think, got the overtime winner. And, way to go. Way to go to the kid. You know, he powered through it. And now he can hang in this league. Why did he have to do that? Why did that have to be
hockey? Why
does it got to be this gauntlet? Like the NHL's not hard enough as it is. When? In what era? Like, I'm not even asking for wild rule changes. In what era has cross-checking someone in the teeth ever been allowed?
Well, I don't know. If you go back far enough, everything's kind of allowed in hockey. So that's how we've gotten to this point.
Like, you know the Maurice Richard riot?
No.
You don't know? So he
What's the
was,
story?
I believe he was suspended, I want to say, for a playoff game.
Okay.
And fans got very upset and they like protested. He like broke his stick over someone's head. Like, come on. There's got to be some accountability.
Yeah.
Oh, let them play. And this is like, you know, Jeff O'Neill, who I like, on the panel last night, he talked about the Taylor Hall, Ilya Lyubushkin slap, punch, bop, whatever you want to call it. And he said, back when I played. And I'm not listening anymore. I'm not listening anymore. You disqualify your opinion when you say that. Jeff, it's not when you played.
It's now.
It's 2022.
Yeah.
It was from behind and he caught him flush in the jaw. Like, I know back when you played. I know. I watched. It was crazy.
The Leafs were terrible.
And the Leafs were terrible. No, they only missed by 1 point. They only missed by 1 point. How dare you? They needed a goalie.
That was the one where they missed on the last day of the season, right?
See, they did that 2 years in a row.
Holy crap,
dude! It was the what was it?
The Islanders.
They missed both the 2 seasons that preceded my first LFR season. There was Matt Sundin had a 6-point game where they beat the Panthers 6-5 in order to stay alive, and they had a great game against the Habs. And Martin St. Louis buried them with an OT winner against someone not the Leafs. It was 2 years in a row. They lost by 1 point in a game they weren't in. So St. Louis won. The radio broadcaster for Tampa had that great call. See you later, Maple Leafs. And then the next year, or no, I think 05-06 was the year J.S. O'Ban got shit hot. And then the next year, they missed by 1 point because the Devils started Scott Clemenson against the New York Islanders instead of Martin Brodeur. And the Islanders and Wade Dublowitz won in the shootout, eliminating the Leafs.
Unbelievable. I remember that shootout, like, very clearly.
I remember, I've told the story 1,000 times, I'll tell it again. I remember it very clearly because this is back in the day when hockey games would be on like City TV.
Yeah.
Like it was
Which
on,
they
like,
still are sometimes.
sometimes. Yeah. It was like on a news channel, and I think it was an afternoon game. And I was so sad. And my parents are like, "Why are you sad?" I'm like, "Well, because they didn't know why I wanted to watch this Devils Islanders game." And I'm like, "Well, it determines the Leafs making the playoffs, and the Devils lost, so Leafs missed the playoffs." And then they go straight into the news broadcast. Na. Congratulations, Toronto! The Leafs are heading to the playoffs.
No.
It was the lead story, and my parents went, "Oh, look, no." And they're like, "You're wrong," and I'm like, "I'm not.
No.
I'm not."
The news is wrong.
The
right
news
now.
is wrong with their lead story currently.
Oh gosh.
And I've never been able to find the footage anywhere, but it's 1,000% wrong.
Now that we've put it out there, maybe somebody can find it, track it down.
I think like we're talking 2007. The only way to
Maybe.
find it would be to like work in the archives.
Okay, maybe. Our podcast reaches a lot of people.
We need to find it.
We are based in Toronto.
But do you think someone who works at that news station is
Yeah.
going to be like, "Here's when we were wrong"?
Yeah. I think they might
15 years ago.
slip Steve Dangle a little video of that. I just
want to see it.
If we can find that, that'd be cool.
I
And
just
little
wanna see
old Steve Dangle can be correct.
Yeah.
So many
Anyway,
years later.
it's all that to say, it's not an insult against Jeff O'Neill or any other former player, but it isn't when you played. It isn't when you played. Like Mike Johnson is able to do this. Ray Ferraro is able to do this, where they think back to their playing days, but they're able to go, "Well, it's not then, is it?"
Yeah.
You know, it's different now. And it's so weird to say you are not allowed to slap a player in the face from behind. And Bob McKenzie, I thought his take was hilarious too, where he was like, "Oh, I thought it was a minor penalty," but then he had a hearing and he only got a fine. And it's like, well, no, you got to pick.
Right.
And I kind of like that take where it's like, pick a lane.
McKenzie's so good when he just pops in and does those panels. Like,
Yeah,
and then you're like, "Oh, Bob, I wish you were still here."
His righteous indignation.
Yeah. He's like,
Yeah.
"Oh, I'm better than this."
We need more Bob. I'm better than this.
So if you got what you wanted in Steve Dangle NHL world,
Leafs win the cup.
where the referees called all of the infractions that happened on the ice. So if a team like the Jets, who are not as skilled that night as the Leafs and are committing a bunch of infractions because they have to do that to stay in the game, if the refs called all of those penalties, do you think the players would pull back and commit less infractions and
Yes.
we'd have a cleaner hockey game? Or would we see a situation where we're just on a bunch of power plays?
It would start that way. It would start that way. And I still vividly remember, like, oh, fuck. There were some players who were sort of on the back nine of their career. And the second the 2005 preseason started, they were cooked.
Mhm.
They were cooked. Brian McCabe was really interesting because, like, he was cooked defensively, but the rules actually helped him offensively. Aki Berg, or was it Berg or Belak? Or maybe it was both of them because they were on a pair together briefly. I remember him getting a penalty in front of the net and literally just throwing his hands up like, "I don't get these new rules. I don't understand them." And yeah, there was going to be pain. There was going to be a learning curve. But now, because they didn't stick to it, we have to do it again. Or, no, we don't. So it's up to the NHL. In my perfect world, you do go through those growing pains for the betterment of the sport. But you can't start now.
Right.
On April
obviously.
Fool's Day. Like,
Yeah.
you can't start at the beginning of April. You got to start preseason next year.
Mhm.
And you got to put out memos. You got to let the CHL know, let the AHL know, the ECHL know. This is how we're calling games now. And the way you call them in October needs to be reflected in how you call them in the spring. I just don't think they're going to do that.
Does it make for a worse product, a worse TV sport if guys are playing cleaner? Like, you know, is there so much appeal in hockey about the intensity of the game and the aggressiveness of the players? Do you see some pushback? Like, okay, we start off that season, say it's coming out of the next lockout. the next strike that's going to happen in 2026. So we come at it, we're in 2026. They say, we're going to change the rules where we're calling everything. Every little infraction is an infraction. We're calling it. There's no discretion from the refs on narrating the game now. And people start looking at, we're a month in, and they're like, you know what? This isn't as fun.
Okay.
Do they concede and go back?
Jesse.
Yeah.
All right, Adam's not here. This is when you and I briefly talk about mixed martial arts.
Okay.
Together. This seems to happen on a lot of kids' table episodes.
Love some good UFC talk.
Wouldn't UFC be better if you were allowed to kick your opponent in the balls?
No.
No, so we agree there are some things you can't do.
Yes.
You can't scratch,
Yeah.
can't pull hair,
Yeah.
can't hit in the balls,
Uh-huh.
you can't bite.
Mhm.
There are certain elbows you're not allowed to do, and those are maybe a little bit silly.
Mhm.
There is a line. There's a line in everything. So I want hitting still. I still want hitting. Simmons gave a big hit, and I went, ah! And then someone hit him, and I went, oh. The part of what made the Bruins game so good is Kyle Clifford gave, and Kyle Clifford took, like from Pasternak, and Charlie McAvoy was out there. In the last few days, like over podcasts and LFRs, did I complain about Charlie McAvoy once? No. Those hits were fine. They're totally fine.
But you complained about JT getting cross-checked in the head because you
'Cause
can't,
you
do
can't
that.
fucking do that.
You can't do that. But the McAvoy hit, it's a clean hit.
What
You can
dumb
do
shit,
that.
the law? Like I feel like I'm on TikTok here. Like again, it's don't you want this in the sport and that in the sport? Yes. What the? You're not allowed to do these things. Like I feel like I'm talking to a child, not you. Like
No.
every time we have these conversations, I feel like the side that wants hockey to be more like the way it was, and I understand it. Like we're talking about, friends of the show, right? I feel like they often in these situations put words in my mouth and words in the mouths of people who want to penalize things more and take things out of the game more. Oh, so you don't like this? When did I say I don't like this? Okay, let me put words in your mouth. You endorse elbows to the head?
And they're like, no, that's not what I'm saying.
Will you endorse slaps to the face from behind, cross checks to the arm, cross checks to the neck, cross checks to the teeth, kneeing a guy? Like, I'm not sitting here and, Jason Spezza should be able to knee Neil Pionk in the face.
Right.
You know what I mean?
We don't defend moments like that.
No, I was like, I saw that and I was like, Jason, what the fuck?
You deserve your 6 games.
Yeah. And
4 it got brought back down to.
Yeah, that's another one. Like they when was the last time the NHL went to an appeal and okay, your 6-game suspension is now 10.
Yeah,
they got to do it once just to put the fear of God in all these players. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Nino Niederreiter appealed a 2-game suspension. I'm pretty sure.
Mm-hmm. And I think it was upheld.
Yeah. It's a 2-game suspension.
Take your 2 games.
Take your 2 games. What the? Dude, you're not even going to lose conditioning.
I guess he wanted the check. 2-game checks is still that's money.
Nino.
He wants it. It's still money.
Well, you shouldn't have
Pay
done
for
what he
your
did.
crime.
You shouldn't have done. Listen,
I worry about the growing pains because I know how impatient hockey fans are, how impatient the media in particular is with something like that. And when the wholesale change of National Hockey League refereeing comes, because I think the reckoning is going to come with the amount of
Eventually.
energy that's been spent on it this year. And we're going to get into Lars Eller and Jesperi Kotkaniemi in a second here. But with the amount of energy that's been spent on refereeing this season, I think a change got to come, even if it's next CBA negotiations 5 years or 4 years from now, And I just worry about the growing pains of people not enjoying the product that first month of the season when they try and make the change. And hopefully we can all just push through it. I worry about people's abilities to push through.
it's like any chore that you leave too long.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like, it would have been better if you did it before. The best time to plant a tree was 20 years ago. The second best time is now.
Yeah.
Dude, I don't like doing laundry. But you know what happens when I leave it for a week? It gets worse.
I don't want to lose fans. I don't want the older generation to be like, I miss my game. You know, I don't want to lose those guys. They're still important to the hockey community.
They already say that, Jesse.
That's true.
They already say that. Like
Yeah.
the NHL, like what if it's okay that they make some sacrifices on account of their like generally last in most markets?
Should I not care? Should I just be like, okay, just make the changes, and if we lose people who hate the new product, whatever, at least we're better in the end for it. I guess that's where we should look at how we should look at it. You know, we make all these changes, and in the end, we're better for it because the game is called on a more fair basis.
I just feel like I'm not asking for the sun and the moon here.
I feel like you are.
Yeah.
I'm asking for it too. You know, I feel like what we're asking for is like so far gone from where hockey wants to be. I think the referees, the players, they understand the narrative stance of the game where the refs dictate how it's going to go and what they're going to call and how infractions that aren't infractions don't get called and all those things. I think for us asking them to change that is a whole big ask. It's a lot.
What if it's incremental? Like, okay, let's take a look at the 4 things that I highlighted as non-calls.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, Paul Stastny hits Justin Hall in the head while he's down. I mean, you'd like to take hits to the head. This is a problem. I'm having trouble selecting them because they're all not allowed. Pierre Engvall, you can chalk up as a missed call. Those are going to happen. Okay, fine. Yes,
also,
he was looking straight at it, but
I don't know. What's the rule on hits the head if a guy's on his knees?
You're not allowed to hit them in the head.
But if
you're never allowed to hit a guy
if
in
he's
the head.
going at a player and the player falls to his knees and the body hits the person's head hits your elbow, whatever.
Right. So
you know?
there's judgment there.
Yeah.
Did he have time to change course?
Yeah.
Was it intentional? Was the player injured?
I just don't want people to pick on you for that one in particular when there's like 3 other egregious ones, you know?
Like, I'm not dumb enough to look at what Stastny did to Hall last night and what Spezza did to Pionk and be like, these are the same.
Right.
They're not.
Mm-hmm.
But like, can we mutually agree? Like what Dubois did to Kerfoot probably shouldn't be allowed.
Yeah.
Okay. Can we even do Heinola cross-checking Bunting in the head?
Mm-hmm.
Well, let's start with Dubois because it's a combination knee-elbow. Turned himself into Gumby to hit Kerfoot to get a piece of him because Kerfoot was going to friggin' pants him.
Mm-hmm.
He was going to blow right by him. That's the one I want to get rid of first. Heinola, it's a cross-check. They already said they're going to crack down on that. LOL. It, I think, hits Bunting in the upper back and rides up. He needs to have control of his stick. But if we're going to take them one at a time, what's wrong with taking out what Dubois did?
Right.
Targeted blows, predatory blows. Can we start there? Predatory blows to the knee and face. Oh, well, he barely connected. Well, he connected. Or how about this? What if he missed but tried?
Mm-hmm.
Shouldn't be.
Well, if you miss, then it's okay.
Oh, it's perfectly fine.
That's the thing with these hits. If you don't connect, it's fine. Who cares about your intent?
If I go into a store with a knife and I say, "Give me all your money," and then I go, never mind, and I walk out, I'm still probably going to jail for something. I just don't know exactly what.
Yeah, you didn't rob a store.
I did not rob a store,
No.
Your Honor. I walked out of there. Yeah, but you also went into a store with a knife.
I think an even easier place to start might be with the tripping calls. Because it seems like even on the Matthews one, when it was do you remember when he's coming on, they scored the 3-on-3 OT goal where Matthews got hooked.
Yeah.
Yeah, like even that wasn't called. Regular tripping calls that refs look at, like I'm 2 feet away from you right now, and refs will see a tripping call and they'll be like, okay, we can't call that. You know, even starting there where we have these egregious fouls, they call those. You know,
Mm-hmm.
that's a good starting point.
Yeah,
I think.
I just don't. I'm not, dude. I love a feisty hockey game.
Mm-hmm.
I do. And are some players going to get a little more timid? Yeah, probably. The sport adapts. It always adapts.
All right. I think we're asking for a lot here.
So there's me asking for a little. Please stop elbowing players in the head.
So this weekend, I had a chit-chat with my father.
Yeah?
And
Was
he
it
said, big fan of your truck. What are you doing with that there truck? And I said, well, Dad, it's yours if you want it. And he said, I will buy out your lease. And I said, that sounds great.
You just gave your dad a truck?
Well, I didn't give it to him. Like, I can't afford to just hand it over to him. But he said, whatever your lease buyout is, I'll buy it out and we'll go from there. What? Because my dad wants a reliable truck that's been well taken care of. I take good care of my trucks. So I now have to search for
a new truck.
A new truck. I'm getting actually the part of the problem for me is that like my family's grown and Everly's legs are now long and I can't drive anywhere without her kicking the back of the seat. I need a bigger truck.
So
one place that I'm going to check out is Edmunds. Edmunds is car shopping done easy. You know how it can be stressful. Yes. You know how you can get into a fight with your dealership over $1.
Things.
Well, here's what they have. Over 50 years of trusted car shopping advice and price guidance all in one place. Unbiased research, reviews, and industry expertise to help empower you, the car shopper, to make the best decision. And Edmunds has free online tools to help you compare vehicles, dealer quotes, figure out your budget and financing. And that's the key, right? It's not about how much, this truck costs X tens of thousands of dollars. It's not what it's about. It's what is it going to cost me monthly? And you could calculate that all there on Edmunds, get an appraisal for your trade-in. It's all easy.
How many cups of coffee is this car?
How many avocado toasts is
That's
this
how you
car?
afford things these days. Yeah. Cutting back on cups of coffee.
It's true.
Yep.
Car shopping can be overwhelming. Edmunds is here to help. Visit Edmunds.com or click Edmunds Best Car Rankings to research and compare vehicles. That's Edmunds, EDMUNDS.com. Edmunds, we drive it like it is. Our next partner is a pretty cool product. Let's talk about Athletic Greens. If you're looking to get better gut health, more energy, stronger immune system, it's a really easy, natural way to get the greens that you need. You should check out Athletic Greens.
I drink this every morning.
Do you actually?
Yeah. Athletic. It's delicious, first of all. And yeah, it makes my little tummy feel better.
And look at you. Jesse was 5'8" when I met him.
And you already know Athletic Greens is lifestyle friendly. You can eat keto, paleo, vegan, dairy-free, gluten-free. It's all there. Contains less than 1 gram of sugar. And by the way, remember how I told you last week that I had a buddy whose girlfriend laid out all the pills for him?
Yeah.
Yes.
TJ, it's TJ, and he came to work. He's like, you were talking about me, weren't you?
Yeah.
I was about to say he listens to the show.
He does. He does. But, it's true. And I told him you should get Athletic Greens by using this promo code, SDP. Here's the thing. Right now, it's time to reclaim your health and your immune system with convenient daily nutrition, especially heading into flu and cold season. Because, hey, it's flu and cold season in the spring and the fall.
Hooray!
Yay! Just 1 scoop of cup of water every day. That's all you need. No need for a million different pills, TJ. I love you. To make it easy, Athletic Greens is going to give you a free 1-year supply of immune-supporting vitamin D and 5 free travel packs with your purchase. All you have to do is go to athleticgreens.com/SDP. Again, that is athleticgreens.com/SDP to take ownership of your health and pick up the ultimate daily nutritional insurance. Sports betting. It's on everyone's mind right now, right, Steve?
Yeah, it's immediately right now, the second.
And Jesse?
Yes, always.
Well, you placed some bets this year.
I have.
And Sports Interaction is Canada's sportsbook. That's the place to do it. Before the game starts, what's that? You what?
I placed them on Sports Interaction.
Well, that's what exactly 100%. We were just talking about the Calder Trophy race earlier in the show. Before the game starts, live or in play, how your favorite team performs, it's all available. And Canada plays at SIA, doing it right since 1997 with the most competitive odds. Sports Interaction makes it easy to deposit, play, and cash out, and that's a big one. It's important. Join now, and we'll match your deposit up to $500 in free bets. You go to sportsinteraction.com/SDP. That's sportsinteraction.com/SDP. 19 plus. And as always, we ask you to play responsibly.
Michael Bunting.
Please also stop hitting guys when there is 4 seconds left in the game and you are down by 5 goals and you knock a guy out for 2 to 3 weeks.
So I have not seen this. This is Lars Eller
last night
on Jesperi Kotkaniemi.
Washington Capitals versus the Carolina Hurricanes. Maybe a playoff preview. Intense battle. 6-1 game. Lars Eller hits Jesper Kotkaniemi. I'm going to show Steve the video
because
for the
we can't
first time
play it, unfortunately.
in his life. He is going to watch this hit, and you will not be able to see it because this is NHL footage, and we cannot show it on YouTube.
So there's 4 seconds left here.
4 seconds left.
Jeez, even the thumbnail's bad.
This is what happens. This is the hit. Jesper Kotkaniemi is now out for 2 to 3 weeks. Probably going to be back for the playoffs, but he's become a very important part of their fourth line. He's been playing fourth line center for the Hurricanes. Thankfully, they went out and did the Max Domi deal. So they have Domi to fill in Jesper's spot. But it's so unnecessary. And I don't know if discipline comes from this because it's not a dirty hit.
I was going to say, he doesn't
clean.
get him in the head.
It's 100% clean. This is a clean hockey hit. But the timing of when it happens in the game, I got issue with that. And
I think you have issue with that. Okay. The Carolina Hurricanes should 100% have an issue with that.
Mm-hmm.
Should the NHL?
The NHL, Lars Eller's defense is solid. Like, he's like, oh, I'm playing the game of hockey. You got to play till 0 seconds left on the clock. I did nothing wrong.
Yeah.
I made a clean hit during play. He had the puck.
To continue the discussion of, oh, Steve, do you want to take everything out of the game? I'm sorry, that's perfectly fine. I understand why Eller's a little chicken shit for doing it. It is within the rules, though. Like, is he a great guy for laying that hit?
Right.
No. I kind of think a little bit less of Lars Eller after seeing that. But he's doing his job.
I would like some way for context to be taken into account here.
Ah, man, there's time left in an NHL game. Kotkaniemi's eligible to be hit. The hit's clean.
It's a 5-goal game with less than 10 seconds left. What are you doing? What are you doing?
Getting a pound of flesh.
Why?
Because you're losing.
That's so unnecessary.
Oh, it's Jorge Masvidal, Jesse. It was super necessary.
Explain.
So, okay, so Jorge Masvidal in an MMA fight against Ben Askren, who you might remember as the guy who got knocked out by Jake Paul in 30 seconds. God, why did that fight happen? Anyway. Like, you see his fight against Tyron Woodley, and you're like, okay, this is actually sort of an interesting fight. All right, neat. The Ben Askren fight was so fucking unnecessary. Anyway, Askren fights Jorge Masvidal. Masvidal knocks him out with a knee in 2 seconds. Masvidal, against a clearly knocked out Ben Askren, punches him anyway. The rules.
You fight till the referee steps in.
You fight till the ref
Herb
steps in.
Dean gets in the middle and pulls you apart.
Yes.
Yeah. You're okay with this? I'm not.
Well, I was about to say, yeah, but I'm kind of not okay with hitting clearly starched opponents. It's Jesse. It's not that I'm okay with it. It's that, okay, Lars Eller's in the back of our cop car right now.
Mm-hmm.
What's he going to jail for?
Being a chicken shit.
That's not a crime.
I think you can bend the law enough to charge him with something.
You're a crooked cop. Oh my God. He's done nothing wrong, officer.
He's an asshole.
Oh, he's definitely an asshole.
Okay, Steve.
Yes.
As somebody who's been a proponent of an asshole tax, you've been running on this platform, your campaign for years now.
One legal punch.
And
Will Smith used his.
Will Smith is
one illegal punch. He was lucky to not be charged.
Would vote for you in an election.
Yeah, absolutely.
He would be like, all right, I'm cashing in my punch retroactively.
Okay.
I don't want to go this route.
Oh, well, I already talked about robbing a convenience store. What do you got?
I don't want to look at the schedule and say, next time the Caps play the Hurricanes, you better watch out.
So you don't like the feistiness then?
I'm
putting words in your mouth. Why are you trying to ruin hockey?
Next time Lars Eller is on the ice versus the Hurricanes, somebody's going to get their face caved in. Somebody's going to get an elbow to the head. Somebody's going to get a huge hit. Somebody's going to push him around.
Yeah, but you're not allowed to elbow people in the head.
Yeah, somebody might do it.
If you want to get back at Lars Eller or you want to get back at the Capitals, pop him with a perfectly legal hit.
It's going to be dangerous.
Yeah, but it's on the Carolina Hurricanes to literally not break the rules. You know what I mean?
What if they don't care about breaking the rules?
Like, okay, let's go back. Let's go back to the first Leafs-Jets game that got out of hand. I was mad at Brad Meyer for letting that game get out of hand. And it got out of hand with a dirty knee.
Mm-hmm.
I think it was Pionk, and I don't remember if he was fined or suspended. He got something for it.
The
on
Capitals
Rasmus Sandin.
And Hurricanes do not play again this entire regular season.
Not till the first round. It's starting to look like it.
It'll probably be Panthers. Maybe actually it could be
right.
Could be Cats. Anyways,
so I was mad at Brad Meyer, for letting the game get out of hand, but we understand where the Jason Spezza hit came from, but it didn't make it legal. It didn't make it allowed. You know what I mean? So if the Hurricanes were to do something dirty in the next meeting between the Hurricanes and the Capitals, we know where it came from.
Mm-hmm.
It's still not allowed. If you're gonna pop a guy, you got to do it legally, like Lars Eller did. Chicken shit as it was. It's chicken shit. We can agree it's chicken shit.
Yeah,
I'm 1,000% on board with you. We need to. There's a rule book. We need to sentence him to something. Lars Eller's in court right now. And ladies and gentlemen of the jury, I cannot find a crime to assign to Lars Eller.
you know you can get fined or like get community service for like disturbing the peace. Something like
yeah, but we all know that's a bullshit charge.
Exactly.
So you want to give him a bullshit charge?
I want to give him a fine.
For what?
I would fine Lars Eller if I'm the Department of Player Safety. I fine him.
For what?
There's some rule where if you can call it like too aggressive in nature, or
what?
You know,
absolutely not. In hockey,
I want something in the rule book where I can say I can give him a misconduct,
unnecessary roughness,
too aggressive in nature is how I rephrased unnecessary roughness.
I prefer it.
I want to give him a retroactive unnecessary roughness fine of $3,500. The maximum fine is $5,000. I'm not even going that far.
$3,500.
I want to give him a $3,500 fine for unnecessary roughness. That's
I'm not on board.
Five goal game.
Oh, it's bullshit.
4 seconds left is unnecessary roughness. That is literally unnecessary roughness by definition of the word. Do you hear me?
Can I throw this out there? Rod Brind'Amour, if we're going to talk about back in the day, Rod Brind'Amour knows the potential for the final moments of that game to be shit.
Mm-hmm.
What's Kotkaniemi doing up on the ice?
This fourth line. He literally did the right thing. He put his fourth line out there.
It's the final minute of a 5-goal game. Literally throw out 3 random players. Don't throw out your fourth line. The Leafs' fourth line was like all 6'3" and up last night. It's Jason Spezza, Wayne Simmons, Kyle Clifford.
Clifford had a wonderful game. Where did this come from?
It's sometimes like, I don't know. It was his vibe.
Yeah.
It's like the Leafs and Clifford aren't the greatest fit, but there was sort of a something in the air where like him and Wayne Simmons were like a pig in shit. They were just like, this is awesome.
So you're blaming Brind'Amour for putting Kotkaniemi on the ice, even though that's his fourth line.
Well, I'm not blaming anybody.
I'm blaming Eller.
I'm blaming Eller for being an asshole.
Yeah.
It's not a crime. Tom Wilson
You should get fined.
does a lot of stuff that is a crime.
You should get fined for being an asshole.
In the NHL, I should?
No, like
okay.
There should be a fine for being an asshole.
Is Tom Wilson, maybe I should. Tom Wilson does a lot of shit that's not allowed, but he also does a lot of shit that is allowed where people are like, suspend him. And it's like, for what? What crime did he commit? Well, he's an ex-con. So? We can't put him in jail for being an ex-con. He has to have committed a crime. Lars Eller committed no crime. Free Eller.
Tuukka Rask is going to remain with the Bruins organization in a corporate role. He's considering a future in coaching.
Oh,
He was back at TD Garden to drop the ceremonial first puck for Thursday's game against the Devils.
Good for him.
And it was announced that he will serve as a corporate ambassador for the Bruins. Rask retired February 9th, if you remember, after his 15-year NHL career. I didn't realize he played 15 years. It's so long.
2005, Leafs first rounder.
He said, I'll be hanging out with sponsors, golfing, and shaking hands in suites.
Oh, he's a schmoozer.
I was intrigued about the business side of things. I don't know what the future holds. Maybe I'll get into coaching, maybe not. But for now, I'll be hanging out with the sponsors. I got to commend Tuukka Rask for his attempted comeback. He had a torn labrum this past offseason. That's what he was rehabbing from. Tried to make it all the way back. He did make it all the way back. Played a couple of NHL games, if you remember, back in January, where he played Anaheim. And then he was stretching, and he tweaked his groin and hip. And now he's done forever. So commend Tuukka Rask. Adam wanted to talk about if he gets his jersey in the rafters. I don't know. I don't know about that stuff, but great career for Tuukka Rask. And it's awesome to see him drop the puck there in Boston.
So I was going to pull up like his numbers and his resume and everything. No. All that's irrelevant. You got to go with who the Bruins have done that for.
Oh.
Right?
What's the list?
Well, the list, unless I've missed it, let me check one more time. So this list is from NBCSports.com. I don't know how old it is because I feel like, didn't they just retire Willie O'Ree's number?
Yeah. They held like a ceremony and stuff.
Yeah, because he's not on this list.
It was like he wasn't there because it was during COVID. He had to be there virtual and that stuff.
Right.
Yeah.
So the Boston Bruins, it would be an acknowledgement of Tuukka Rask being the greatest goalie in Boston Bruins history because they have never retired a goalie's number.
Oh.
Rick, I'm just going to read off the players who have their photos in color.
Okay.
Because Bobby Orr is in there. Ditz Clapper. Phil Esposito. No, those are all guys with black and white photos. Cam Neely. Who else we got? Terry O'Reilly. Ray Bourque. They don't have a goalie. It doesn't feel right. It doesn't feel right. It's weird. It's so weird that I would sooner give Tuukka Rask the Hall of Fame than give him a retired number with the Bruins.
What?
Is that weird?
You don't.
It sounds weird when I say it.
You don't think he's done enough? I guess it'd be the situation where you honor his jersey. Like the Leafs love doing we put the jersey up, but we don't retire the number.
Boo! I'm so glad they stopped doing that. Boo!
You don't think his career was enough to get the number retired?
See, it's up to the team. It's up to the team, right? Is Pecorine a Hall of Fame goalie?
Probably. I don't know.
See, but look at the face you're making.
Yeah, I'm unsure.
That means no. Look at the face you're making. But is he the greatest goalie in Nashville Predators history?
Yes. He should have his number retired.
He should 100% have his number retired by the Predators. Who's better, Pecorine or Tuukka Rask? That's not the question. It's Pecorine's place in Predators history versus Rask's place in Bruins history. He never won a cup as a starter.
Yeah, he only made it to the cup final in 19, right?
And you can look at the Leafs retired numbers, and
none of them won cups.
A lot of them didn't win cups, and a few of them were. I did not realize Doug Gilmour was only a Leaf for 5 minutes, 5 seasons. I think it was. Yeah,
that's why all these Leafs records that Matthew's going to break, it's like he's going to do it so quickly. Because he doesn't have much competition. Sundin's highest goal season was 41.
With Quebec, I'm pretty sure.
No.
Go look it up.
No, that's his Leaf season.
His most productive Nordique season, his most productive goal and point season, I'm pretty sure were with the Nordiques, just because of the era.
No, he did 41 with the Leafs. Oh, but he has a 47 with Quebec. That's what you mean.
He is.
Yeah. 92-93 Sundin, 47 goals with the Nordiques.
In 80 games, could he have hit 50?
His best Leaf season, he did it twice actually. In 96-97, he hit 41, and then in 01-02, he hit 41. So yeah, and Matthews is 50 in his sleep. He should have 3 50-goal seasons.
This should literally be his third. It's crazy. I love how we made this about Matthews.
Yeah. Anyways, Tuukka, I don't know. I guess you can't retire the number if he didn't win a cup.
Well, it just seems like that's the standard they set.
Yeah.
Although Cam Neely never won a cup with them, and neither did Ray Bourque. Oh boy,
I don't know.
I want to hear from Bruins fans because I feel like they're the ones who can make this decision.
Mm-hmm.
It's a very team specific honor.
I don't know. Also, Bruins fans for many years in between those cup runs hated Tuukka Rask.
Shit on the guy.
Yeah, like that was their enemy number one.
Like they're not retiring Tim Thomas's number.
No, he shouldn't get anything. He shouldn't be honored for anything.
I agree. But like Conn Smythe, you know?
Yeah.
No,
anyway,
I agree.
Let's do the press conference.
Can I get a round of applause? Because starting today, I'm excited to announce, keep the applause going. I didn't say stop the applause. Manscaped has launched their ultra premium collection. Okay, now you can stop.
Balls!
Believe it or not, it's for your not so private parts. I'm talking about a leveled up hygiene routine with your fresh manly scent. This is so great. This is an all-in-one skincare and hair care routine for the everyday man and covers you from head to toe, literally. Manscaped is your trusted below-the-waist system, and now that trust can join the rest of your waist and above. Join 4 million men. Join the 4 million men worldwide.
Your whole body.
Who trust Manscaped.
You could just do the whole thing.
You go to manscaped.com with 20% off free shipping. You know the thing. With Dangle is your keyword. Dangle.
How does it do with chest hair?
How does it do with chest hair?
Well,
answer the question.
How's it actually does really well with chest hair because that's what I honestly. Okay, so I'm in need of it right now. But I actually use my Manscaped tool to do the Lawnmower 4.0. That's what I use on my chest. Let me tell you about the stuff that's not below the waist, though, in this new package, okay? We got the Manscaped Premium Deodorant. We got the Hydrating Body Spray. We got the Body Wash, the 2-in-1 shampoo and conditioner, which Steve uses, and it smells great. And I can always tell when he's used it because I can smell him. And a free gift. It's a 3-pack of Lip Balm that's made up with ingredients like vitamin E, peppermint, eucalyptus oil, and it keeps your chappers feeling moist. Manscaped. Get 20% off your chappers.
What are your chappers?
That's another old man way to say your lips.
It's like when you wear buttless chaps.
Yeah.
They call them chappers.
Those are your sideway lips, though.
But those are two very different parts of your body.
Get 20% off and free shipping with the code DANGLE at manscaped.com. That's 20% off. Free shipping with the code DANGLE at manscaped.com. The power of attraction is now in a bottle, thanks to Manscaped. You should smell him. He smells good.
Yeah, chappers.
This podcast is sponsored by BetterHelp Online Therapy. Relationships take a lot of work. Just ask us.
Yes.
All three of us. Been through a lot together. And you know what? We've all gone to therapy separately, and it's been really great. And a lot of us will drop anything to do anything for everybody else, but will we do it for ourselves? Obviously, we take care of our bodies, but do we take care of our minds? And better health is so great.
Known in mental health is whenever you need help, you get it right away.
No, that's not what people do.
Not how it works.
Yeah, you always get it at the very last possible minute. And my therapist always says to me, why didn't you check in before this blew up in your face?
Yeah. We saw a man reach a breaking point this week, and we don't want you to reach a breaking point.
That's fair. So here's what we do. We go to BetterHelp, and this is what's so great. There is video chat. There are phone and obviously just like live chat sessions with your keyboard, with your therapist. You don't have to be on camera if you don't want to. It's about what's comfortable, and it's more affordable than in-person therapy, and you can be matched with a therapist in under 48 hours. Give it a try and see why over 2 million people have used BetterHelp Online Therapy. This podcast is sponsored by BetterHelp, and Steve Dangle Podcast listeners get 10% off their first month at BetterHelp.com/SDP. That's BetterHelp, BetterHelp.com/SDP. Take care of you.
The Presser. SDP. The Steve Dangle Press Conference.
Today is Friday, which means it's SDPN Fan Friday. You use the hashtag SDPN Fan Fridays on Twitter, and you tag at SDPN Sports, or use the hashtag on Instagram, and you also tag us on your story, and you will be entered to win a $50 gift card to the SDPN shop, which is sdpnshop.ca, where you can get a whole bunch of fun merch like this. Grab people hoodie I'm wearing right now.
That's a nice. I'm not gonna lie. I saw you upstairs and was like, I think I need a Crab People hoodie.
I think you do.
I think I do.
We make some good Crab People hoodies. But today is a special SDPN Fan Fridays because normally, like as I just outlined, on Mondays we'll come back here and we'll announce the winner of SDPN Fan Fridays. But we are going to have 2 winners this week.
Ooh.
We already have 1 winner, and then we'll announce the winner on Monday.
Okay.
We have to give a massive shout out to Chris Johnston's unofficial fan club on Twitter, @InsiderJMoney. They tweeted, early SDPN Fan Fridays for all the hosts on SDPN Sports. I decided to get all of the hosts together in the Simpsons living room as Simpsons characters. Can't wait to see them all in one room together in person. Thanks for keeping me and the rest of the SDPN family going. So, Chris Johnston's unofficial fan club put us everybody on our lineup. So you got Julie in there, you got Noxie and Cax, you got a whole Chris Johnson show, you got us, you got
CJ's
Alan.
is alarmingly good.
It's crazy good.
Yeah.
Everybody looks fantastic.
Everyone does, but CJ's is alarmingly good.
I want to get Alan. Look at Alan.
Alan is also very good. I think those are the 2 best ones.
Yeah. So I want to give you a special shout out, and a $50 gift card will be headed your way for doing this amazing Simpsons SDPN family. Go look at it's out on our Twitter. If you're watching right now, you can see it on the video. If you're listening, go check it out on our Twitter. They did a fantastic job. And get your entries in for SDPN Fan Friday.
That's so good. Also, sorry, I made a face while you were introducing that because I got in my head for April Fools.
Oh, by what?
LeBron James tweeted, I'm out for the season. I'll see y'all in the fall. And I was like, wow. Oh, I'm a dumbass.
Did he tweet that?
Yeah, he did from his own Twitter account. I'm out for the season officially. See y'all in the fall.
There's no way.
No, I think
because he has. So that's a bad April Fool's joke because he has a sprained ankle. So like I could believe that.
I mean, he could be telling the truth. There have been a bunch of things today where people are like, is this true? Did you see the Pierre Maguire one? Like Pierre Dorian stepping down and now Pierre Maguire is the GM.
No, somebody tweeted that.
Yeah, and it was from someone who's verified. I think if you're verified, you're not allowed to participate in April Fools.
I don't know if this is like the correct take or a bad take, but I don't like April Fool's Day.
No, me neither.
Okay. I think a majority of people don't like it.
Fart.
Yeah, it's kind of cheesy and lame. Like,
I think so too.
You fooled me. Good.
Oh, good.
With your fake thing that could have been plausible.
I feel like regular April Fools is okay. Social media April Fools sucks.
Yeah. I think that's it. I think social media is where like I'm down on it. But this LeBron thing, that might not be an April Fool's joke. Because he's been out for the last like week and a half with a sprained ankle.
See, but you're supposed to get an April Fool's jokes before noon. It's past noon, but he's in LA, so it's not.
Right.
I think it might be an April Fool's joke.
I don't think it is.
Oh, shit.
I really don't think it is. I think LeBron's done.
That's how he announced it?
Yeah. Also, they've been falling down the standings because
they're bad.
Because they are awful. But they were supposed to be like easily in the play-in game, and all of a sudden the Spurs kind of went on a little bit of run, and they've been like tied with them for the last play-in spot. So he might just be looking at it like, "Fuck it, I'm done." Like our team is so dog shit, and I don't want to be I don't want to be fighting for the last play-in spot.
They really are dog shit.
Yeah. Anyways.
One of my favorite sports things of this season is just like the TNT panel just clowning on friggin'. There's this other dude I follow on TikTok who he does everything very monotone, and the Lakers have me absolutely hornswoggled in this one. What's the guy's name? I gotta follow him on TikTok.
I don't know, but that's your minute basketball corner. But for our first question of the press conference, I think might be our only question. This one's from Wham876543. For our first question, we are also going to be straying into other sports that are not hockey. Because Wham876543 wants to know, Steve, will you be doing, I pray the answer to this question is yes. Steve, will you be doing a WCFR, World Cup fan reaction after every Canada World Cup game?
When are they?
The World Cup is in July.
This year?
Yeah, Qatar.
This is a stupid question. I know it's
World
2022, so
Cup.
why did I say this year?
Let me see the start date. Oh yeah, I forgot the corrupt nature of FIFA. So they'll be holding the World Cup in November this year because one, Qatar is too hot to hold the World Cup during the summer.
Right.
And they are a incredibly corrupt place.
Yes. I'm following.
I don't know how to say this nicely.
I'm trying to drag this out because they're doing the draw as we speak.
Yeah. So
we can see where
they're holding the World Cup from November 21st to December 18th. So we have some time here. But this will be during the regular season. So you will have to be doing double LFRs.
Yeah, that decreases the odds dramatically. And keep in mind, Jays.
What do you mean?
What if they're in the playoffs? I want to leave that option open.
The only way this comes into play is if they're in the World Series.
Exactly.
Because the last week of November into like October is the World Series.
Jesse, that's how I'm trying to be.
All right. So no.
Go Jays.
Is the answer.
The answer's probably not.
Probably not. No World Cup.
I have to
fan
know
reactions.
something about soccer, dude. Like,
no, you don't.
What do you want me to get my father-in-law in there?
No,
Like,
you don't. I think you'll watch the games. Like, we're all going to be watching the games. Canada's in the World Cup. Oh, my God. And you just react to it.
We'll see.
Just what you see. You won't understand, like, the soccer lingo and the technical aspect that's going on, but you'll be interesting to hear your thoughts.
I'll think about it. I
Think
got
about
lots
it.
of time.
Think about it. Yeah, we got till November. Anyways, I think that's it for today.
That's it?
Yeah, we had the one question. That was a fun question.
I want to see.
Mrazek is out at least till the playoffs. He's done for the regular season. That was announced by the Leafs yesterday. Jake Muzzin is working his way back. They said that he is getting real close, is the quote. And Kerfoot, we do not have an update on his status. Same with Ilya Labushkin.
Do we talk about Yandel?
No.
So there's 15 games left in the season.
Mm-hmm.
Elliot Friedman just tweeted, with those 15 games, Flyers management is in discussions with Keith Yandel about how to handle those final games because they want to get some of their younger defenders in. And let's be honest, if Keith Yandel didn't have this Iron Man streak going, he wouldn't be in the lineup.
He wouldn't have been in the lineup for the last 2 years.
He would have been taken out a long time ago. But there's a possibility he's scratched tomorrow against the Leafs, so all eyes are on it, with the streak 11 games away from 1,000 consecutive. And he'd be the first player ever, I believe, to play 1,000 consecutive games.
He owns the record right now. This is 989 is the record. And every game he plays continues that record. And I think you have to let him play 1,000 games. Like, how do you not let him do that? That's a disgrace if you've gone this far and then now all of a sudden you're like, all right, we need to get some young guys and some veterans in. Like, no, you signed up for this, Philly.
As a Leaf fan who went through different versions of this with Mike Babcock, and we know his legacy with Mike Modano, and you kind of made your bed and got to lay in it. Like, Yandel's I think he's got to play. He's 11 games away.
Yeah.
Let him get to 1,000, scratch him for the rest of the season if you want.
Dude, get that round number, and then, the final 4 games, like, don't play him.
Let it
then
go.
It's over.
I
Come on. If he doesn't play tomorrow night, that's bullshit. I'd feel awful for the dude.
It's going to hang over your organization, I think. Unless it's Yandel's idea. Like, unless Yandel's the one going, nope, let the kids get in. If it's his idea, I mean, you wash your hands of it. But that sort of thing sticks with your organization.
Yeah, if he's fighting this, he's like, no, just let me play 11 games, dude. We got this far in the season. We played 60 games already. Why now?
What are they playing for?
Right. You're playing for nothing. But they're like, the tweet from Friedman where it says there's some younger players who need to play and veterans hoping to get contracts for next year. There are other slots in the lineup.
Veterans, yeah. Dude, dress 7D. But now do you hear what we're saying? Like, all of those decisions are counter to what is best for the Flyers.
There's nothing best because they're not playing for anything. Let the guy just play out the season.
They kind of made this mess, didn't they?
Yeah, you signed up for. You know what you were doing when you signed Keith Yandel. You knew he had the streak. You knew he was going to want to hit 1,000 games if injury didn't hit him. And now we're here, and now you're making this decision. It's crazy.
But
crazy. Do right by a guy.
But now, if he plays tomorrow, based on past experience with threatening to take Keith Yandel out of the lineup, tomorrow you get Super Yandel.
Yeah, he's gonna score.
You get minimum 2 assists, Super Yandel.
Yeah,
that's an interesting one. I think the Flyers have awoken the beast, and he's gonna crush the end of the season.
Yeah,
it's not just the end of the streak; it's the end of his career. Let's be honest.
Mm-hmm.
He's probably. I doubt he's getting signed next
He
year.
should hit 1,000 and then retire. He shouldn't even finish the season. Hit 1,000 and then walk out.
Just have popcorn.
Yeah,
for the final 4 games.
That's what I would do if I was Keith Yandel.
Yeah, that's a tough one. Who are the veterans? Yeah, that's a tough one.
Also, it's one spot on the roster. You know, if you want younger guys and other guys, are they all playing the same right D on the third line? Like, that's where Keith Yandel is. So they're all playing that same spot. All the younger guys you want in the lineup are all same defensemen that are going to play in the same role as Keith Yandel. Like, no. Anyway,
just before we finished the show,
okay.
We got there.
What do you want?
From Elliot Friedman, which is hilarious.
Okay.
Canada will be in a group with Belgium, Croatia, and Morocco. I don't know how to feel about that. I know Belgium is, aren't they ranked number 1?
Yeah, and Croatia's
a good team. They're a good team. I don't know anything about Morocco. I didn't even know their flag when it came up. And I like to think I'm pretty good with that. But it's red with a green star.
I'm trying to see.
Did not know that.
Yeah, Croatia men's ranking. Oh, okay. Belgium is number. Oh, good. Oh, Steve, you're saying you can't do World Cup LFRs. There's Belgium number 1. You nailed it.
Shit.
And then who else we got? You said Croatia's 14.
14. Canada's 38.
Yeah, and then Morocco's 34.
Ooh,
wow.
Tight. So Canada was 33, and then they lost their final game to Panama because who gives a shit? So they're pretty evenly matched with Morocco then.
Canada.
Here's what we're looking for. This is Canada's second ever World Cup. They made it in 1986. They lost every game and did not score a goal.
Mm-hmm.
They got to score a goal.
That's all we're really looking. Canada's ranked 70 in total points for the men's ranking in the FIFA World Cup, according to FIFA.com. I don't know how updated that is, but they are ranked 70 right now. So they're the bottom.
I think it's out of date.
Yeah, they're the bottom team in the group.
And last but not least, I'm glad the show carried on an extra couple minutes from Sheldon Keefe. Jack Campbell will start against Philly. I'm shocked.
Really? They said he was cleared to play like on Wednesday. What do you mean?
Yeah, I don't know. It just feels like there wasn't enough fanfare behind it.
It was a 2-week window. This is exactly on schedule. He's actually a little late. It was a 2-week window 2 Thursdays ago, and he's a little late. And on Wednesday, he said it was clear to play. And it should be fair. Expect us, Steve.
Go Leafs, go. Go
Great
Canada.
news, Dan.
Go all kinds of Leafs. Toronto, Canada, pot.
World Cup is always so much fun in the city because it's so multicultural. You see all of the flags everywhere. What a time November will be.
Oh, man. Hockey.
World Series.
World Series and World Cup.
The Steve Dangle Podcast. Follow the guys on Twitter at Steve_Dangle, at Adam WYLDE, and at Jesse Blake. Connection complete.